please welcome Gianmarco Soresi.
So let's say, before I get started, who here has been skydiving? Anyone? Yes? Yeah? Where did you go skydiving?
Near the Pennsylvania border.
Okay, cool. That's a nice view. A lot of power plants and dumpsters. So you did the tandem jumping, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tandem jumping, this is where you're strapped to someone who's brave on your behalf, basically. So I went skydiving in Interlaken, Switzerland, which is the #1 place for skydiving according to their website. And so the reason I was there, I just gotten out of a very long relationship with this girl. Her name is Laura, or was Laura, now it's Trader. What happened basically, we met in college, we've been dating for 5 years, living in the city, but it just felt like we were at that place where like the next stage was getting married. But we were 23, and like, I don't know, getting married that young, you know those pizza places that have like those competitions where if you can eat like this table-sized pizza in one sitting, you get the whole thing for free. And some asshole always brags like, I got that, no problem. After he eats about a quarter of the pizza, he gets a little cocky. He's like, bring me a Dr. Pepper, I'm gonna eat the rest of this and then some. And then he takes 2 more bites of the pizza, vomits all over the floor, and passes out in his own vomit. That's what getting married young is. It's like a stupid pizza competition that ends with you and probably everyone around you vomiting all over the floor. Also, my parents are divorced. I probably could have just said that. So we had kind of an amicable breakup. She moved to LA, and I went backpacking around Europe for 3 months. Just me, a copy of Infinite Jest, and 93 condoms. Just 1 for each day. I was much younger and very optimistic. And so I started in Sicily. I went to Berlin, Prague, Amsterdam, Dublin. It's not an accurate map. Paris, Lisbon, and finally I ended in Interlaken, Switzerland. And I felt like, maybe some of you do at the end of trips, I felt like I just wasted the entire vacation. You know, like I was just halfway through the Infinite Jest preface. I had only used 2 of those condoms and it was on my feet. There was one of the hostels just had a horrible shower. I don't know what was going on there. And the whole trip, all I could think about was Laura. And like, did I make a big mistake? Should I call her and like apologize, ask her to marry me? But that's when I saw the brochure for skydiving, and I was like, oh, I'll just do this instead. Because in a lot of ways, skydiving and marriage are very similar. You know, you have to sign your life away, and it costs way too much money, and on the big day you're strapped to someone, and you can get separated, but it's gonna hurt. So I signed up to do skydiving the next day, and I even paid extra for someone to jump out with you and film you, just in case something goes wrong. Maybe I can go viral. And the moment I signed my name, I started getting cold feet. So to like calm myself down, I wrote out a will. Just divvying up the $46 in my bank account and the 91 remaining condoms. I wrote out funeral instructions. It's true, this is all in a Word document on my computer called What to Do with My Remains, Should There Be Any. But other than that, I'm holding it together. Until that night, a woman comes in, she's traveling from Japan, and she had just gone skydiving earlier that day, got it filmed. So she puts in her DVD into like the common area television. And if you've seen one of these videos, you've seen them all. It's like a very bad Metallica cover band playing the whole time. And you see the person get in the outfit, go on the plane, they're freaking out as they go up. And then when they jump, there's always 3 phases. 1, you see the person just terrified. They're just freaking out. But that's immediately replaced by this sheer amount of joy that they did it, and that they had the chutzpah to jump. And it's just amazing. And then the 3rd phase, no matter what, without fail, the person will look directly at the camera and go, I'm a bird! It's so stupid. It's like like, you're not flying, you're falling. But I'm watching this woman watch herself on the TV, and they're both just beaming and smiling and so happy, and I just immediately threw up. I was like, I cannot do this. I am not a bird, I'm a human, and my life is fine until I go up in a plane. If there's justice in the world, I deserve to die. So instead of going to bed that night, I decided to Skype with Laura. I know, it's a great idea. And I told her everything, and I basically like begged her. I was like, please tell me that I don't have to do this. And she was like, yeah, fine, you don't have to do it. Which made me furious. I was like, could you push me, please? Could you help me be a better, braver man? She was like, all right, you should do it. Which made me furious. So I was like, are you crazy? If I die, this is on you. So we go back and forth like this until eventually I'm weeping. And I say, all right, I just need you to know, if the parachute doesn't go off, you're the last person I will be thinking about. And that's when I have to go, because we have been Skyping for 6 hours now. It's time to go to the airfield. I say goodbye, I do that thing, I kiss the camera, oh, it's gross. And I get into one of these big ass vans, no seatbelt, and there's 3 other guys there that are jumping that day too. And they all just got back from Afghanistan. They're in the army.
Stop.
And they are more scared than me! They're freaking out. I'm like, you guys can't be scared, you're just in Afghanistan. They're like, yeah, that was crazy, but this is insane! And the driver, hears these 4 men just screaming in the back, and he tries to calm us down. He's like, guys, you're more likely to die on the way to the airfield than jumping out of the plane. Which only made me want to get out of the car even more! So we get there, and they dress us in the traditional neon orange jumpsuit, which I think they do that like in case anything goes wrong. It makes it easier to find the body. And then they take us through the training, which is very brief. There's not much to discuss. There's really 2 options here. There's no way to soften the blow. So before I know it, I'm getting into the plane, and this plane is tiny. It could fit on this stage. It looked like it was made by Hot Wheels. You understand? That's how small. And also, like, the door that you jump out of, it was just like this panel that looked like it was made out of saran wrap. Like, it looked like something one of the first 2 little pigs would have made their houses out of. It looks like something a plane should not be made out of. So we get on, and the slow ascension to 10,000 meters, which I think is a million miles into the sky. And to try to distract myself, I decided I'm going to get to know my tandem jumper. And his name is Eben. He's one of these guys who looks like he was born wearing Oakleys. And so I talked to him, and I'm like, hey, Eben, how many times have you been skydiving? And he's like, I stopped counting around 3,000. I was like, cool. So are you married? He was like, nah. I was like, oh, do you have a girlfriend or boyfriend? He was like, nah. I was like, do you have any pets? He said, no. If I disappeared, I don't think anyone would notice. And that's when the doors open. And I am now scooting to the edge, straddled by possibly suicidal skydiver. Until my feet are hanging over the door. I like that, guys. The view, I mean, it's like, you see it's like just billowing white clouds. It's like what you imagine heaven was like as a little kid. Clouds and clear blue sky. So I just start screaming, and I'm about to beg them to, like, don't make me go, can we just go back down? But that's when, for the first time in my entire life, I heard a voice in my head that was not my own. First time, and it said to me, you can't die, Gianmarco. You're the main character. I was like, yo, you're right. So it was like 3, 2, 1, and we jumped. And Kaz, you gotta go skydiving. It was true. I mean, I was joy. Like, it's just rushing at you, and it was raining, but we were above the clouds, so it was like I was raining onto the rain. And then I did this thing, so the camera guy's right across from me. I did this hilarious thing, like I just looked right into the camera. I was just like, I'm a bird. It was hilarious. And then, thank God, he even pulled the parachute, and then we're just floating down for like 10 minutes or so, and it it really, I'm looking out onto the Swiss Alps. It was like the first time in so long, I didn't have my phone with me. It was just me alone with my thoughts and Eben, and I just had that moment where I had time. I was just like, oh my God, what am I doing? I want to marry Laura. And it's like, obviously, the reason I didn't do it is because I'm scared about what could happen. But if I'm able to jump out of a plane for no reason at all, I could certainly marry her for every reason in the world. And so the moment we land, I throw up again, because it had been a very long day. But once that's done, I call her. She doesn't pick up, so I call her again, doesn't pick up. I don't leave like a voicemail for something this big. But I found out like a couple months later that the reason that she wasn't picking up is she was actually at a friend's birthday party where she was meeting for the first time her now husband, the now father of her 2 children, because life doesn't wait till you're ready to jump. Yeah, I know. I got a tattoo of the first letter of her name after this all happened. I'll show up through this now. Don't worry, it's right there. See that? The little cursive L. Most painful 30 seconds of my life. I got it after we broke up because, we're not dating anymore, and she doesn't take my calls. But I wanted to honor. I wanted to honor to myself, how important this person was in my life, and that if she ever needs me, that she's someone I will always, always love. But that's not what I tell people I'm trying to sleep with. I tell them about my friend Larry, who died in a freak skydiving accident. How I don't think I'll ever be able to smile again. Larry might not be real, but he is the best friend I've ever had. Thank you very much, everyone.